Good afternoon, everyone. How are we doing today? It's another episode of the Ready, Set, Grow with Deb and Hillary. Tuesdays, we're here to help you grow your business online, and we have a powerful topic for you today because we want you to win your days. We want you to win your days, and boy, do we have a method for you to do that. Now, the title says you're going to win your day guilt free. And everybody always has this thing where, they make the to do list of the century and then they feel like, oh, I feel horrible when you only check one thing off. Well, we've got a system that we've learned from our mentors as well that help you win the day. And even if you lose the day, you don't feel guilty about it. All right. So that's what we got for you today. And what we're talking about is the power list. So again, before we continue, you know how to reach out to Deb, you know how to reach out to myself, depending on what channels you're seeing us on. All right. Hit us a message in the message box. Also, we just have a little announcement that when is it? August the 24th. All right. Mark your calendars for August the 24th. You are going to want to be signed up for the event that is happening starting August the 24th. And we tell you a little bit more about that at the end of the broadcast. Okay. But today we're talking about winning your day. And what does that entail, Deb?
A power list, not a goal list, a power list. And I have always had a list. Being a nurse, I operate by lists on what needs to get done. But over the last, I'm going to say definitely month, have I really learned how to hone in on that power list. It basically, you don't want a whole list of
List.
things. Five
Exactly.
things, five of the most important things that are going to move you forward is what you've got to put on that list.
Mhm.
And I've been doing that, but I got to add this little side note. I'm reading the book called The One Thing. And don't you know, it seems like when I learn something with what Hillary and I are doing, or with the event that we have just gone through, as I read the book, it's like, okay, it's like hitting me again with basically
Again.
the same thing. And don't you know, today, the part that I read was called time blocking. And that's what we have to do with our power list. You've got to have your calendar. You've got to have your list of your basically five really, really top things that need to get done.
Mhm.
And, but you have to time block them.
Exactly.
That's what I was not
And
doing.
that's what
I mean, I thought I was, but I was doing it in pencil. And yeah, I got my markers to highlight it, to color code it. And I'm like, yeah, this is silly. Well, no, it's not. But what I was doing, I would put whatever was on my power list, I would put on my calendar. And then I would X out however much time I thought,
yes, definitely.
because it was in pencil, because I was just crossing it. Good morning.
Where?
Yeah, I would move it. Oh, well, something else has come
So,
up. So
mhm.
I would move it. And if it was something with my income producing activity, which is going to move my business forward, would, let's say I slotted it from 1 to 2. Well, something else came up. So then I'd move it to maybe 3 to 4 or whatever. And like yesterday, I got an L because I, I can make excuses. My family was in. I'm just trying to get back on the boat and just keep moving. No excuses. It was on my power list. It was on my calendar, time blocked. but I just kept moving it, and it never got done. So I got an L for yesterday.
Yes.
And
so sometimes once he comes down there, but sometimes and the L, for those who don't know, the L is a loss, right? And we want to have W's. We want to win the day, we want to win the week, we want to win the month, right? And everybody wants to win. But when Deb talks about the 5 things that are going to move your business forward, move your life forward, right? One of the things that I do remember is that you gotta have 4 of the business or work-oriented things and then 1 personal. And you have it on your list until it becomes a habit. All right. So some of the things that you need to do in your business, you may find that you got to do them every day. We're going to take a pause and let the cock crow, and then we're going to come back. All right. So, but there's some things that are on your list that you have to do every day. But it's not necessarily there's the to-do list, right? And this is something that I really kind of finally grasped. There's the to-do list, and then there's the there's your power list. All right.
You have the cock, and I have the clock.
Too funny, right? And you may have a huge project ahead of you, all right? Maybe it's blogging for a week, or writing a blog post. Like something as simple as that. You want to write a blog post. But writing a blog post entails doing the research on the topic, creating the outline, actually doing the writing, creating the images, and then publishing. So when you think about all of that, if you put on your power list, publish blog post, you still have 5 other things to do before you can get to the point where you publish the blog post. All right. So the power list takes those things and it says, do the research for the blog post. So that if you got the research for the blog post done today, would that have moved the project forward? Yes, it would have. So that tomorrow, what's on your power list is creating your headlines or your subtitles. You get that done. Then day 3, say Wednesday, you're actually writing the blog post. You finish with the text. Day 4, you are creating the images for the blog post, and it moves the project forward so that on day 5, now you could publish it and not feel guilty that, okay, well, I didn't get it published on Monday. No, your plan wasn't to get it published on Monday. Your plan was to finish the research that's required for that blog post, full stop. All right. And that allows you to not feel like you're not doing anything, but at the same time, you're moving things forward. Sometimes we like to we like to eat the entire cake without using a knife and fork, right? taking a slice at a time. Think about it that way. Now, eating a entire cake is a bad example, because one of the things on my one of the things on my power list is exercising every day. All right, and I get a L on that, like for the last 3 days or so, because it's just like not getting it done, right? But what I realized is, what do I need to do? Exercise. I'm just putting exercise there. That's not clear. If it's not the rooster, it's the kids, right? But you need what you need is to chunk it down into bite sizes, so that you don't feel like, okay, this is not getting done. Chunk it down, time block it, as Deb said, right? And then the things that you need to create a habit for, right? So exercise is like one of those habit forming ones that you want to put on. Eating healthy. So instead of putting eating healthy, what do you want to do today? Eat a salad. Doesn't matter. Eating a salad, right? And then tomorrow, what do you want to do? Eat fruit. Okay, good. So tomorrow we're going to eat fruit. And then the next day, what do you want to do? Eat less carbs, right? So be very specific with what you're putting on that power list that's going to move you towards your goals. It's not a goal list. It's not write 5 blog posts, because
Right.
then you will never ever cross that out for at least a month if you think about it, right?
Yeah.
Definitely.
But Hillary, like you say, the more specific you can get,
Mm-hmm.
technically, the easier the power list is. When you are looking at eat a salad, oh, I can do that today. If you are exercising, take a walk, take a 15-minute walk. Oh, okay, I can do that.
And do
The
that.
more specific you can get, write a blog. Like Hillary said, look at the steps that she put out for you. It's writing a blog. Yeah, that would be easy. No, you got to do it properly. And so if you chunk it like that, it's like, oh, okay, I can do the research. Time block it. Give yourself an hour, or, technically they say, I have heard 45 minutes, I have heard 50 minutes. Sit and then set an alarm if you have to, and get up and move, get the blood moving, and do whatever you need to do very quickly in that 10 or 15 minutes, and then sit back down. And I am kind of guilty. I start to do this, and then I get into it, and my alarm goes off, and it's like, oh, I'm almost done. And the next thing I know, it's another hour and a half.
Oh.
And I can hardly get out of the chair. So we've got to be strict with ourselves, with our power list, but chunk it down. Make it easy for you so you get that W. And L's are okay occasionally, because we all have those days. I got an L yesterday, only for the fact, well, like I said, I can make all kinds of excuses. But basically, I had taken some time away when my family was here. Totally put the computer away and did not even look at it. So yesterday, I'm like, okay, well, those 4 days that all the kids were here took a lot of energy. And so I'm like, oh, okay, I got some things done on my power list, but I didn't get everything done. But I considered it an L, because I didn't get a couple of the more important things done. So
right. And one of the important things that we learned from my L yesterday is that you will most definitely get an L if you don't even create the power list. Okay, so that's my confession right there. I didn't create a power list yesterday. I had all of the things that I wanted to do in my head, but I did not document it. I did not write it down. And you could be sure that I got a big fat L yesterday. But I did not feel, to be perfectly honest, I knew exactly why I got the L. All right. Because I did not document. So this morning, bright and early, I got up, I did my journaling, I listened to my podcast, did my reading, and I created my power list for today. And you wouldn't believe, it's not even 1 p.m. and I've gotten like about 3 of those things done on the power list already.
Yep.
That's the power of the power list.
Exactly. If you have your 5 things on your list and you have them done by 9, 10 o'clock in the morning, depending on what it is and what time you get up, cool. The rest of the day is yours. Go do whatever you want to do.
Exactly.
So, yeah.
Definitely. So it is powerful. It is powerful to get wins, and you want to get wins. But acknowledge why you've gotten the losses. And yes, you're going to get some losses, but also I always see a loss as an opportunity to really sit down and analyze, what did I do wrong and how could I do it better? All right. It's like what you did right, what you did wrong, and what you could do better type of thing. Whenever you get a loss, you've done something. That's one thing. You've either done or not done something, so that you could now evaluate, right? And that's important with your life, with your business, with your kids, even with your kids. Sometimes you may have something on your power list for your kids, right? It's just giving me ideas of what what I want to do in this coming term as we're back on lockdown.
Oh.
All right. Yeah. That's a story for another day. So,
Yeah.
But yes. Yeah. So if you want to get a real deep dive into this powerless and other training, the event that we spoke about at the beginning, mark your calendars, August 24th. The 5-day challenge, freedom challenge, begins again. And you've got some time to get in there. There's a wait list right now. Okay, so you've got to get in on the wait list before they open the doors for this challenge. You want to be a part of this challenge because we have been fine-tuning our skills and our ability over the last month of being through this challenge. All right. And it's going to take work. It's going to take time. You can't get it all in 5 days. But believe you me, because we're plugged into the community that delivers this challenge, we are learning day by day how to fine tune our skills to be able to have the freedom that we desire. Okay, so you can reach out to either Deb or myself. I think after the live, what we'll do is we'll come in and we'll just drop a link if you're interested, or you could just direct message us and we'll talk to you more about it to see if you're a fit for it. Okay, have a great day, everybody.
Bye.
Bye. Have a good one.